etoso enum obade adom so yesa hia mu biom ena na sise ode ne amaye ena oso ase ne se dan nyina onya bre so na otimi follow your YouTube channel odaro won saka video no a eno an se obenya bre na wahwe na wa share na wa like the video no na wo wie nsusu a na onya obi a wa subscribe a na wa subscribe to the channel sebe na that bia e the video beto so na content no obetima follow your programs ahodo nyina Apogee TV was a feel the touch the trust in the next 40 minutes yaba abebon koma kasa sabe mpani se tente e the channel de se sunya no yankomo no fa kesa na begina esese a abeto ho ye no nti ama enne Chief Justice awampani agina Ghana mraso na ode ayino afiri ho ebe se ye kese ase amafo bi nyehunu papa amafo bi anti ase papa eno ana ma ye transia na wo se nyambre na ye fanem defo ayemrenemfo na ombe boyen na enchiremu bi ho a omode ewuram bibi ho no bi na asie bi ho na ya na bia na katakata anopei na me follow name 1 2 3 o hwe name ahodo omde gu so omde gu apostle power from million of you monitor to say yes assistant just say na nyechuma. Thank God, the next 40 minutes, your lawyer Evans Ose Bunsu, within the new patriotic party, will legal team or a member, na or Nana Obribuahin and associate chambers, they found work massive. And a lawyer, Asaba, ya, able to and come upon so. When you say, maybe one will be a na a down away and yanty any ye, see, if it is na ya boy, Abuma could do baby. Na ne enkomo no kosi ye na yatwa so e de ama le odoroma anwa kwaba emra Apogee TV live so mejo so fa menim se ho ye nyame adom ye tinkwan mu na ye wa ho dindi de aseda kese be ma wa ado wasese na de ne to nsafro so onya bre e de ma ye so odoroma na no ye se enkomo bobi ase edikan Chief Justice ya work ye mangana ha se woko constitution mu a eno sabujafo a trans no e article 1464 wona e trans no Ghana ye mremu ne fa ben na obenya na mrenu so ahemfa na kire se obi to so a Chief Justice na bibinti 1 2 3 nti yempenu a kwambe so na osa yefa nimo ben na mrenu kra kire se Chief Justice ebusu a yebetumi da fasa kwan so na yetimi da mpichi no na ebono a yeyi no afragwan so odaduma amase ahwe no mutie o so na se mefa akwanya yisu na mentia watiefo na wahwefo nyina ne mekane se on my mra ya dibu Ghana no 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana na by virtue of article 146 no akire kwan a Chief Justice bi say wamfa kwan pa bi so a yetimi e de remove no and this over article 146 na enema a akire ni bi ne say e be a Chief Justice no due to some stated misbehavior and I say inability to perform e be a we use ben bi ade anya na say ontimi nya adwuma na na say we incompetence adwuma na wo de ma na ontimi nya kra saa enema we no na obetimi agina so na wo de ayi Chief Justice na Chief Justice no before abetimi no on my mrane kire say president in consultation with members of Council of State omuna isusu hu no matimi establish a prima facie case against the Chief Justice but so we establish a prima facie case and as a prima facie evidence first hand evidence na a lawyer for kind of prima facie evidence I was say Oma Chief Justice no and saka copy and many who say why establish a prima facie case against the Chief Justice and on your friend of fair hearing because all the paper pay you can't fair hearing a fundamental legal principle what ensuring a person receives just and reasonable opportunity to present the case and respond to any allegation before any court or any committee or impartial decision maker and a required them be say all parties be I was out the paper pay a man and it's always case be a friend
Republic versus Bafoboni and 4 others.
Okay.
Supreme Court ne kan.
Bafoboni who do him?
Na nipa bi anani dinde Bafoboni. Republic versus Bafoboni and 4 others. Court ne kire say and pepepe ni bi ne say odi disclosures. Enema bi edi adanse say odi bono ko adu bia betimi amana. And saa enema na yetimi didi adanse ni bi no. Eno na yen lawyer for no ye free bit say who duty to disclose exculpatory evidence or right to defend himself any panel or right say obetimi to know the charge corona or the abon so obekaya chief justice require a request from him say charge no kora mo the abon no mensa nyanka bi and this amene mu nyina no man panyin mfama no or right to prepare the defense or right say or no abetima fa lawyer of her own choice or right to say language obetimi am or right to say if invenu kura mo de akono say be affect the fundamental human right or right to say already sa nyama we nyina we deprive na ana say if there is any deviation from this it be lead to potential miscarriage of justice and it's a lead to potential miscarriage of justice let's just say our rights obetimi appeal against decision bia and I say a committee be net said the committee yet nas na embremu ne friend inferior committee. Okay. And this high inferior committee ne didn't na me say inferior say a work court to be a supervisor on one and
okay.
It court to be to say high court is supervising and so more supervisory jurisdiction over sa committee na ya appointed yen. Enti ekobasa se bibia nkoso ya our rights obetimi akọ high court ako issue bibi a friend sexual right to quash the omaye because the excess of powers be and no de ma omo ho anase ebia omo amfa bibi papa bi ani no na bibi gensi ne fundamental right or right say obetimi akọ fundamental human right court ama eno nso aka ho asem
no before say e beto so free ho no
yeah
yes yet mo say emremu no bibi koso either from court of competent jurisdiction and I say sir inferior one as you term that one not a bar or right I want to see what we seek a redress or so. Yeah. Very good. But in our case, in this case you do Article 146 committee on my recommendations. That recommendations will refer to the president of the nation and also or acting on their recommendations. For now, is it not late?
Yeah. Medase me the mechanism says of Article 146 now a prescribable mode and procedure I was so fast but because of Oceanipa fundamental human right the very constitution now you worship on and maybe I took back as because we all are servant of the rules and we need to worship the rules and the rules now govern and no yes okay and there was also rules now or the pepe and this over the preamble of the 1992 constitution at the age so fapim pa no your friend preamble of the Obonso Obaka in the name of God we the good people of Ghana give to ourselves this particular constitution which shall secure our freedom equality and so on as a kasa Obonse as an become fundamental human rights and this are fundamental human rights ni bina ere akoto bafo akoto and 7 others no ye de wo mokokotu mu a PDA actor Dr. JB Dankwa kan say government na dey aware na it is saturated by malice because afana na uso mu iso aye no can so be protected the fundamental human right of an individual adeti na the PDA act aba wo de chi nipa de omukokogu the fundamental human right issue here cardinal principles I what your constitutional law eno achi no obesan ba benya se oba ye criminal law so a ade bia aye nipa fundamental human right no eno so e wo se wo de pepepe ye de ye nipa na wonya bibia e fe ne fair hearing so de manipa no sa fair hearing no kan bi wo in the case of Malam Ali Yusuf Isa versus the Republic okay say President Kofo minister bi de ne kokotu mu sports minister edru ba bi o kan say court ni na ni so the appellant claim his fundamental right to fair hearing was infringed upon into what is the Supreme Court. The court examined whether the trial was conducted in a manner that deprived the appellant of his rights to a fair hearing. Court ni hwehwe mu ehun say sa asem na me de koto or de kweto court na me ya mpasa ye deprive no the fundamental right if the answer is yes edia and na kire say what it ya no fa hu dey so na say the court ni ye bia anye ni ye e ho na me kire se wo hwe inferior court a edi asem na committee ni inferior court omo supervisory jurisdiction emma court wa court wo supervisory jurisdiction wo committee ni so ye high court the high court no so sa high court no our branches bebre ebi ni fundamental human right court and the issues be about that fundamental human right be a yam fair ni no committee na fair ni ye bia no it doesn't matter say your recommendation or wo ho kwan say otimi san de ekodane high court for any deprivation be was of
na me ba no so hwe study cases o pick by na o defend yankoma ye poi o say in this case bia no say entiase bia nya adwuma na uko redresser ya na you are appealing against a court decision be
that is so
but in current case again after that committee no decision no a whole the first gentleman of the nation has acted upon that. It is such a case no say koba say oh pija say na odi akọ a higher court one and bia no higher court no say koba say o kom ne be wi aso oh due to this into ebia antwa yi into no be turning down now in this case no president enmasem president action and or turning down and I say that inferior court as you claim it to be and or turning down.
A very important question. You see, if you read Mensema versus Attorney General, Mensema versus Attorney General, and Agbevo versus Attorney General, lawyer for na ejina case law so near detention. Cases of similar nature should be ruled alike. And the cases are SSAB also ruled alike. We have Mensema versus Attorney General and Agbevo versus Attorney General. It talks about supremacy of the law, supremacy of the Constitution. So the national constitution is a supreme law. So any law found not to be consistent with the national constitution to the extent of inconsistency or repugnancy, same shall be declared null and void. Until we hear Mensema versus Attorney General, it's the supremacy of the Constitution. In the Kobase, the president assign say yan dismiss will be. Nimum the committee ne de eye in utieti and Nipanafa would swa. And now say, sa committee no, all dom report about my president aside, say Tietia will be far who dear swa. Nay, I'm far paso, I'm far fair here in Amano. Nemum ebia, it was actuated by malice. And I say, Kwamboni bisuni bia, ye faso se bia nipa we yen too political. And I say, ye say pure political and ye day ye, and ye di in dia, and you know what when you say, Obetima call supervisory court na is supervising and because the court will look at the supremacy of the law, but not as to say a president be assigned and a president being signed. And when I make say, so we case be said in the light of Emidu versus President Kofo, Honorable Emidu, Osu President Kofo, na Justice Pega Ekan Simbiwo, emu Justice Pega in his dissenting view, who dissented from Dodone the Omokain. In his dissenting opinion, as small kind say, although power is dispersed among the three various arms of government, it should not be at the expense of your harmony. Although power is dispersed among the three arms of government, but it should not be at the expense of your harmony. Enti, and yes, harmony, we ye be a hubeto, enti niacha power nimudiama, but the harmony of the good people of Ghana. In the case of Chatuchi Kata versus Attorney General, versus Chief Justice and Attorney General, court nekai, as small as kind say, although the three arms of government are separated from one another in terms of functions and rule, but that separateness, no, there is that kind of what interdependence. Although there is separateness, but with reciprocity. Let us say, be dependent on your but one arm of government to be equity, another arm of government to be efahudieso, infringing on. And the person can say, court to the court has to look at the provisions of our various constitution and various enactments. And where an enactment has prescribed a procedure to be followed, that procedure ought to be followed. What I say, every case, a boy fee versus NTAC Properties Limited. The court said that where an enactment has prescribed a procedure, that procedure ought to be followed. And he said, enactment be actually procedure be a fast one. So procedure na committee na faso. But that enactment and just was trample upon the right of an individual. And just was woman fair hearing. So fair hearing is one of the cardinal principles I want law. I don't know a fair hearing ni be say exculpatory evidence e di adanse e bo no kwadu and be reduce on charge na man aba from serve him so that obehwem no so aponche exculpatory evidence no enema bi a e kire say obeba no pepepe ye be ya adwuma obenya ne lawyer be ni kwan say wogege ne gadget e wono ne computer free no ni nyina wa amfa sa kwan we so amfa ni no a na kire say wa amfa pepepe ye anya adwuma e wo ho kwan say obetimi akọ na emfa ho ne brebi asem na si emfa ho because we ye quasi criminal. That means that a civil matter be omo fi say sie na de criminal na every maba na ye friend quasi criminal and ye what pure criminal matter any limitation say asem say yes nti 10 years nti obi betimi atwen na time obekọ akopɛ pepepe ye time aban foforo bi ayeden abaso so fi say onya pepepe ye no wa aban ebi penso a obetimi atwen de akọ aban foforo penso ama na timi ayi.
Okay, let me say that is lawyer Evans Osebonso, New Patriotic Party, a member of their legal team, and boy now audio community audio school
na me fa kakra bi nkan. You see all kind justice Sowa in the case of 24 versus Attorney General. Justice Sowa ekan sembi may he so rest in perfect peace. Or say the national constitution is a document sui generis. A document sui generis. It is a document on its own.
Okay.
That means that the national constitution does not emulate from any characteristics of any constitution in the world. That means that the 1992 constitution of the Republic of Ghana no enkofa obi esubi ewo other constitution wo US mu ana enkofa so sui generis, and it is also a political document. At the end na person osan kire osi so in interpreting any provision in the national constitution, that interpretation na the bema provision be our constitution ma wodin kire mu ba no, you must give it a broad, liberal and purposive construction so as to promote the apparent policy of fairness. Do you want to say the word fairness na sign?
Okay.
That means that enchiremu bi a wodi ye bia no fa enchiremu biem emane nye kuma ma emfante ase apparent policy of what fairness and we chine besa de something that will meet the aspirations and the dreams of the good people of Ghana. Na de pepepe ya ba fairness. And this wodi enchiremu bi ba na emfa pepepe ya ma ne bia wan kasa uye die bi as executive anase me fi say me ya president ya ma me absolute power enti me ankasa me ya die bi a ebetima favor me ama me de chief justice aba say trimupono no de a ene na it was actuated by malice. That is bad mentality. And now they are attached. And when it happens like that, emfa apparent policy of what fairness ma. Okay. Emit the aspirations and the dreams of the good people of Ghana, because the national constitution is a living organism capable of growth. I will say capable of growth. So giving it broad, liberal and purposive meaning that will meet the aspirations of the good people of Ghana and their dreams, and that will also bring about the apparent policy of what fairness. Okay.
Now you share the king. Number one, after the recommendation from the Article 146 committee to the president, that day now less than 4 hours, and also the pain so, and the case for the Bible team. Can we say they rushed?
Absolutely, I'm on the same wavelength with you. You see, if you look at the way and manner the presidency, the executive, the throw letter and the buyer. It is a clear indication, sir, because proud to the demeanor of the president when he was in opposition. Yes. Then a candidate, Mahama. At the time I know what opposition, or the can't say Supreme Court you unanimous FC. Now Sansu be no can say Chief Justice no Omoba Obeyino. Udi can't so you see that why it is said Adibia what predetermined on mind, premeditated what mind. And to what they can premeditate, say a day we say na meye ampa now the criminal law crowd premeditate something ampa or by into fruition now yes adiana or premeditation yet me so the buafo. So the president determine it already or predetermine it. I say I idea obey dada. ana ampa so wagina emra no so emra de e prescribe procedure amwafo no and nobody is questioning the procedure amfa so. But as to whether or not say genuinely it is promoting the apparent policy of fairness, it is also bringing about say national constitution a bit as justice so the living organism capable of growth. It must be given broad, liberal, purposive meaning that will meet aspirations and the dreams of the good people of Ghana. That is the question to be interrogated.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You are talking of fairness. In the case of fairness, no, opeke say ebra ebia nipa no hwe fair hearing and say ebia ba ye no charge dey abo no obehia say obenya bi no hwe mu ampa. And in this case akoban say the lady requested no open 7 days according to emra no, and Mr. President amomode akoma no about 10 days, meaning that was before the establishment of the prima facie.
That is so.
And after the prima facie, no, now I'm ready to say, Omoma the prima facie no establish here, no, now say no so echo, and
yes,
now say echo.
That is exactly the point I may arrive at. You see, when one writes a petition, so be petition found who offer, as a woman petition found one. A copy of the petition must be served on you.
Yes.
And service is important. Because if you read Order 7 of CI 47, Yamrana, service is very important. He said, Osama will be a court. No, 1-7. You have not evoked the jurisdiction of the courts.
Okay.
That means that in the first place, one for service, and some court to can or Barclays Bank Cable Limited or something like that. It was our case. From Francis, we read the full citation and the full title of the case. So, in the case of Barclays Bank, court to can say service is very important. In this, I will serve will be as I said, and before I obey service, no, you're right now. We are service now, Nama, why evoke the jurisdiction of the court. I'm a court, 8 million to me. I bet na so. 18 as I will serve will be now where Yanwa, which me try 3 attempts. When Yanokra court no more court substituted service. Now they are quoted or not just one born in Kaya. Here is a case, Mamanumpo begin or requested for petition as Zania de Mano.
Very good.
And your right to say or requested for petition.
Remuna
petition, I was a man a copy of the petition. What I say, and when the committee and so members of council of state together with the president established the prima facie evidence or case against the woman. Same should have also been served on the woman. Nina basis and Oman servon. And what you crown during committee need to medium or yeno crown. Certain documents be honoma committee in a crown. A bini bibi a sika almost omadieno. She is not in charge, and Yamameno and a Chesika or the Betuquai nor the Beko. Or more council no what financial side and then a better Sadia Menina. The committee did not adhere to that. Utie Ayukwe Otua senior or better I will say when we na Jumaho and Tinina make a fair hearing. You have to serve the person exculpatory what evidence. Albemanyasa document bia a necessary witness statement, physical evidence, documentary evidence. All these things was said in the case of Bafoboni and 4 others. In the case of Republic versus Bafoboni and 4 others. Our court in the bar said disclosures are very important. And this one first anima way in a man no one man boot no so our day banners watch and say what dismissing as a chief justice was our best dismissing as what a member of the Supreme Court judge, of which I have an issue with that too. Until
one of the fair hearing, no, if you are the location, baby, you turn the case. A man just said, and then you want what you
see, me that say,
and I'm supposed to count Sabia like all court, no, and now co hearing, no. Now, never be cranky, you are just gadgets near the idea, Nina, no, it's Yano. But in such cases, look, I said, raise an application on that, but still, court or look on one go for no judgment. About to be.
You see, if you look at say a bit, they say accused person, not only determined baby, I was here trying.
Okay.
To be candid with you.
And yeah.
So, say genuine reasons now the baby, I know now better baby I am found.
Okay.
That one I may disagree with the Chief Justice, but it was point to be or day a by say baby I didn't come a whole high security zone. A whole yatna see bubu and baby come for her. And they quite honestly do him a court, do him a mallet a year they bought a is a gavel, I they bought table so
order
all right so gavel like dey boss no any wake any near no nim and onim judicial buildings I wo ho I wakra Professor Mos Adarumo CB kra my high court bebre supreme court premises enyina ho enti onim say such a trial bia sa no e betima apeke one of the judicial buildings ni bi near ye dia trial no. But here is the case that osu won ye de ne kwaya high security zone e hon so kire mu ma ye hu say ne ankle no ne tie e hon ye ko take decision ko hu no e wo saa aban ya ne nkrabata bi ene NDC because a PNDC time enti we no nyina de hu beto no so e hu to obi so a wa mfa pepepe ya ama no.
Okay.
Because I was say ehu eni kwanse ehu to no enti ko basa ni nyina mu no wa mfa pepepe ya mfa ama no. Another complaint former chief justice Sasankan say ebra wo ba no owura chatuchika ta no ma omo representative petitioners no omo ba no omo phones omo laptops bi aka omo ba ono so ne lawyers there ni achiri nyina we no nyina o de koda na court but court no ebo no tugui ma me nchro we na be mu say ordinary Ghanaian amania Ghana for femu court nsem a typical example near the adi mame
where are working before so to us no the bra incident the start here na mame na yes say odbe famra kwan so no one of the NDC obuka say was it Adoji Tamaklo was say system now build here no is good say for now one kasa that is referring to a former CJ say the then suspended CJ say or baby TC the system on one a build here on perform no here near yentim amufo yetim. Was he right?
You see, he was right in some sense. To some extent, he was right to some extent. Sorry, but I may agree with him to some extent. But maybe also on the basis say
yes.
If say or cancel the system, Chief Justice build it and no, Chief Justice ne build it system. Because our Chief Justice the system was already there, and our Chief Justice no honestly appointing no.
Okay.
And no crown inferior to us and they appointing no. Me name say it drew 8 years old, 6 years old, say.
About Chief Justice.
Yes.
No,
appointing no. Enti say we washa and you no build the system. So that one I disagree in total with senior Tamaklo.
Yes, to fair, because to fair, yes, Enim
Yabua.
So
any Yabua a free horn right honorable and in Yabua free horn away a buy. So the point is that if you look at it and you're on a building system, but the point is that the system no a bad. Does it mean that we should allow the system to be maltreating people like this? That is the question we need to interrogate. So the point I'm making here is that say Osha ordinary Ghanaian problem are all facing no. So be court to crowd which now no bit mission was where your flight rates will be dwane. Zenipa will be dwane. Only basis be only evidence. If you read section 80 of the Evidence Act, the account said the senses must be able to perceive. Also una BBA so the eyes, the ear, the everything must be able to perceive. And this only evidence in fiti prekopen cancer. A clear case in the light of Majolabi versus Labi. Court can say a DBI a preponderance of what evidence and sana what they can. So the point is that my minute timia trese a how we know of ordinary Ghanaian a how more feminine. A be court on some, a be police for some, be prosecutors in some, a be a lawyer for some. So only say ordinary Ghanaian appear court and now omuni kama for amonya represented our court. Ya jelly binum bebre abra we hunu na asem kent. E bi wa wodru a ya se wodi for na wodi bem. Or see me for onim the implication onim their associate chire based on that also they convicted no guilty simplicity I say we defy be convicted onim ade kro e be bua aten or say yes no akansa instead of them to take their time to explain the nitty-gritty and the consequences of the action na asem na okano to him na ye be church and say and now ye be ka to say there be yem wa ne open case na kan asem ni enti ana you'll be very surprised at times so be court to be kwaya ye fa so ye sentence bi no what wa you we a lawyer but we who say sentence at times me sorry wo me na so mitigation the ma enipa ni bi say court no hu omomobo e omo nsam na omahunu kai ene ne ma court no na ye plead am say ni
ano ne ye situation enipa no oni lawyer me
ba oni lawyer
ba me ni say mo say edu ba bi a enipa no lawyer kra na ye mremu no at least he must be represented
yes
and na mam what legal aid e wo ho
yes me da say any pan nim baby a legal aid for war now be kwa kwaje emwa afiri wa mama beboa na ono a representing no so ono also representing ho a eto da ensem gu judges no so bebre so nye omu nyina bebre bom ho modena obetimi ato no bo atie nipa no ansa enya abotra ma no ebi so ni time moment yedi nipa no bejuno kwadubofo no bebo na kwadua to the sense judge ni bi ho no ma ebeba sa na a predetermined case no kra dada na o man so ana ode neko so ordinary Ghanaian problems are almost facey and I make actually ebi na chief justice firm at the end of the day say oko Supreme Court one ma why na panel sa justices no more matana so acting chief justice na
okay
say nipa you president na you know say on acting enipa no wo interest because you chief justice on one acting seniority near the year adwuma ho it is a bifi say me adru me 10 near the back and we sent me the pepe bi be ya adwuma na obetwa committee na e ka asem ni nyina no court no panel na etena asem no so there are certain faces bi wa amfiri mu da ubonse poama JSC asiedu justice asiedu ni din woso justice poama ni din woso justice Amedu Tanku ni din woso ubonse
anytime bi
obe panel bia no sa justice be miensa se nine we di omudi one no the for fresh abeba omu ne decent no ubonse o ma ampene de o ma aka no so but omu nya dodo omu ye minority but lo be hu se majority no that bia Mr. Dick hu se be bia Chief Justice Henry Tamensa Bonsu no ba so bi no sa face na o tena ba ko no so abonso ma so sa wo so bi and omu so mu ruling ko one side enti no enye unanimous ni bia na enye unanimous ni bia na
unanimous on the na 00
o me na make no 00 no me say 0 edru ba bi kura ekoye 50 Chief Justice the NPP 50 and no so you better say unanimous FC ana when we begin to build your institution like this it is going to have a serious repercussion on us on the basis that say we need to strengthen the institutions but we don't need to build what personalities and then I can say in Emidu versus President Kofono I say it's not about harmony but it's about the harmony of the good people of Ghana so the three arms of government are separated from one another power is dispersed among them. At the framers of the 1992 Constitution, the purpose, the motive, the rationale. Say the sifata. Na juma ni yemu no, omo ye interdependent. Na de ye yo ahoto ebebro man ni nyina na nye executive bi se no beto no. Enye se obi betime. Now what we are seeing in this country and say ya to Obama president be absolute power. So we are in a banana republic.
Why that?
What do I mean by banana republic? It has two connotations. You can't say be a banana republic. Baku, say, a foreign exchange, one commodity, foreign exchange, control your economy. So when one commodity begins to control, one foreign commodity begins to control our economy, when it happens like that, a banana republic. Another connotation, I say, in a situation, Obiamana control power absolutely. Abra ubika bia enye bia so banana republic. A typical example is the regime that we are in now.
Are you sure?
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, with all due respect and with all humility to him.
Parliament
also minority they may have their say, but way. That is the system we have, democracy. Yes. But so absolute power. Oba executive no ya saki nipa bebre di omo afrim ebi ne se obeba ne ya saki asoja form penifo bi a wo nyina ya saki omo nyina afiri ho ubewie no ya saki nipa no bebre afiri nyumam CEOs enyuma bi a chese directors ne niama ya saki bebre uwie a wanya absolute power ha yesaba anka judiciary na anka no so beba beye the third year etimi protect ye no sa judiciary honso a Chief Justice are removing. So the president has absolute control, and we are in a banana republic.
Back to young Kowan Ankasa. Say, Diabano, Mamino has been removed.
And I have an issue with that. Even the remover, the letter.
Number one, do you have a problem with the letter?
Yes, I have a problem with the letter.
How it is? It was
on interpretation, how the letter was carved. And I said, catch.
In the area way.
My President Shaw letter no say we remove no as what and one Harris wa and was remove ne suma any immediately nana of next as a president wa dwuni bi the mindset no
and we don't determine that
I didn't determine say me yi na free ho
oh that be obi su kasa we kasa we don't
okay my member letter so o say me remove as chief justice ma say remove as a member of the Supreme Court. There are two school of thought. Mama me when you are giving interpretation to any provision in the national constitution, that interpretation should not lead to what absurdity. Any can say unreasonableness.
Do you mean that portion? No.
Me baby chiremu be see sadi ninti.
Okay.
You see, I was say o man chiremu e den tiase beba. Mama nchiro, Chief Justice mode of appointment is different from Supreme Court judge mode of appointment. So if you read Article 144 Clause 1, a better say when you are appointing Chief Justice, the President in consultation with Council of State and with prior approval from Parliament and at the appointed Chief Justice. It's in our Constitution a define over Article 144 Clause 2. As I said, the mode of appointment of a member of the Supreme Court judge, a President in consultation with Council of State now or the appointed Supreme Court judge. So, two now, there is a clear dichotomy between the two mode of appointment. Now, who is a Chief Justice? Chief Justice is head of the judiciary, and the Chief Justice now on one casaso and perform administrative functions. Yamane said to me now, so my analogy be it is like having a class, a school, not class of 30 students. Now we one member of the class to be the class captain. What in our class prefect? What in the class captain now? It just say one man on administrative functions be and our be the head of the class. And to baby every so due to stated misbehavior I was a winning free so as class captain. In any case, Daniel Ofori petition now the Koto committee anymore. It was seeking what was the relief that he was seeking for. Relief was to remove the Chief Justice as the Chief Justice of the Republic. And not to entirely remove her from as a member of the Supreme Court. So what you let any say where you never swap. But even Article 128 Clause 1, 128 Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution, a better say what Supreme Court comprises of what? The Chief Justice and not less than 9 justices of the Supreme Court. That means that there is a conjunctive word and linking two ideas. And they two ideas and they will move together. The two both said the Chief Justice stands alone, and the 9 not less than 9 justices of the Supreme Court. So and is linking two ideas. So when it happens like that, it means that Chief Justice is different from the 9 members of the not less than 9 members of the Supreme Court. The Chief Justice no who say ne shadow a member of the Supreme Court and on one suniju media woody as a Chief Justice. ABS wa Parliament pay. Honorable Joe Wise, ya to a baby what say or to say as a member of Parliament.
That was e-levy.
That was e-levy.
Yeah.
Or
tribe.
Yes.
I want 2 years, you know. I know, sorry, so
that is so.
It was never say the deputy, second deputy bedroom.
That is so.
Second deputy one on one call one on over to be. And I'm Mr. Deputy. But that's some court, my Supreme Court now as a court can say, or who can say Abano, or representing constituency. What you say. Okay.
And tell you different from the rule I had as a speaker of Parliament or deputy speaker of Parliament.
Well, I share as some we started, you know. Let me tip an EB. And I'm a Sansoka. We are now or much go back to a banana to be transfer. And the case involving Charlotte say. Now, many now more come up for so at said they will compare apples with oranges.
That is so.
The Biamu and Mokofaba and Name Tiepanibi. By a tear you did come away, Emmanuel Kwame Buafo was this lawyer is talking as if he wasn't here in 2018 when Nanado removed Charlotte say and her 2 deputies without a second thought. Lawyer.
Medasi, you see. At said the Okan and so be compare apple and oranges. What you say? Be now your fruits. But at the end of the day, the juice are Ubenya Umuno different. Now, Mamma Mao, so share Mamma Charlotte say, and your Maya de a born, I be on so a corner hotel expensive hotel na otue ho ka sika ene ade enti nefa procurement bi ene ade yes breaches na nya de ketwa na ye clear evidence procurement breaches no eye kese would remove Mame Charlotte say na yeye. I'm not saying say remove no, I support it vehemently say ye remove Mame Charlotte say. To me at that time say nke the chair no na pardon no na ye man ye na adwuma and I said breaches because ye man refund sika na and I would have like it because I don't have personal hatred for Mame Charlotte say and she was a very nice woman. Na me say anka ye isa na man to ncha obitima ye adwuma just she was removed. But I don't just say you remove Mahama Charlotte say the substance of that matter is the same as the substance of the Chief Justice. Because all Mahama Chief Justice whether or not the questions was so say is there any procurement breaches? No, to me sir. Do be say on control finances. Ewo judicial council no mu jumadi omo ye na judicial no service no. Enyo no control financial BBA. Eyo mo ne bebi sa so be ko holiday na hwan na ne be ko ana bibi atesa no mo de approve ana ne de aba eti ye de ba sika no mpo okodi ye no de bi buy and grounds I di no ye wo bibi a mo friend stated misbehavior and stated misbehavior no very subjective what wo be ka say grounds I be gina say stated misbehavior no is different from what so when it happens like that it means that there is a lacuna and ye ka say lacuna na say tukuru bi da sa constitution and to Saudi do be a one for fairness, Emma. Until says a be I amend this idea. Because something which is very subjective, no, who you should get to be anti quarter to answer, or you should objective mind.
Okay.
And yet subjective mind. You understand that? Because all you should object a subjective mind, and fact and tenema. A been a stated misbehavior, no. A dear Ben Pan, I'll be to me, I can say stated misbehavior. Lord Denny Ekan Simbi, a judge no way England na this judge ni na atnasia ubonso mu nyina akọ one side and we dissenting by the dissenting view no e ba be ye law e wo oman e wo world be bi anti Lord Denny e de be gini din na Lord Denny asmo can say the law does not lean itself to something what trifles. That means that triviality and yeme yenketenkete e wo mremu no law no en consider and yeme bi yenketenkete Ebise was stated misbehavior now there if you read the entire you need to read constitutional provision. We don't read them in isolation. So provision be our can be ano I was also reading in tandem with any other provision and so when you take the whole of Article 46 you need to read it holistically. Into reading in area the entire provision must be read. And when you read the entire provision, you must also relate it to other provisions like Article 128, Article 144, before you can get comprehensive understanding. And I say comprehensive meaning, and I say comprehensive understanding of that provision. So the many person can say, so read the Article 146 not because stated misbehavior and it means that it will lead to absurdity. What you say, in interpreting the national constitution, whatever decision be out there, baby, and it should not lead to what absurdity. It should not lead to unreasonableness. And was said, there be a bar and Tiasibit Abemu. Nasantiasiano will also meet the dreams and the aspirations of the good people of Ghana. Okay. Learn for now, Mamino. Alain said, in such a case, only a monument be a that is so. So here the president excuse me with my language, and I mean no disrespect to anyone. The entire government machinery they've made nonsense of whatever achievement, whatever degrees, whatever qualification be, whatever professional qualification be, are useless. That means that only entitlement be. But you see, the mimi when they say Mamen and Kechi. There is a way out. There is a way out because if the inferior committee and then the inferior committee trample upon the right of the woman, not fair hearing be and almost supervisory jurisdiction or high court to be home. And one day the woman can seek redress from sa high court. Ebema high court to be betting me said my member typical example Oracha Chuchikata officer ye de yamfa bibi papa enni ni ye ebrebi atwam it was now about okwa no wankono NPP pencil obeko no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama pencil Emma Justice Sir Dennis, that is Justice Sir Dennis the one our Supreme Court I didn't call is a very learned person. He taught me at the law school. Or me chieftaincy matters or me bibiti say juvenile acts which Mr. Wapi and Kasa. And to me, I never want to see appointed in the Supreme Court. And you can say yourself. That appointment alone said Dennis not a credible Emma, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He did very well. Said Dennis, Nana Chassis and Fanon Coy. But you know,
say, okay, anyone should be an almost one by a number you seem to know until say, you
see, perhaps
you can buy a room
yes, it was, you see, I'm not disputing that fact, but who say, so that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama appointed in the Koyano. A bro be a president ne Muna. Urata Chuchikata ko api. Samri Munson api ne grantema. Adentina ebra President Kufu I was Kofo was President Kofo was no adentina Urata Chuchikata and api ne sata not chema NDC by answer. And
in this case no akwenya wo ho
na so de meka kire ma me so no so ofisi amfa bibia anye no a ne se offense no kra nye grievous enough to
from the former Chief Justice Sophia Akufo.
Yeah.
Or say offenses be charges be here bemuno. A mere judge crano, it important to know.
That is so.
Talk more of a Chief Justice.
That is so. And I can say, Lord Denny can say, the law does not lean itself towards something triflous, that triviality, and the man can law not consider. So the point is that Antina. Justice Sophia Akufu retired. Eka said the woman must see treaty mameno as if said the woman has committed a treasonous act.
Yeah.
You understand that? So they were treating the woman as if the woman has committed what a treasonous act.
Now we say
a first degree felony.
But was it fair for a former Chief Justice? Now a court saying
a committee
at not present act on it. No, making such a comment.
It's fair. We are in a democratic dispensation.
Okay.
If the retired Chief Justice, who say, "Adia committee na yeno," and there may be umayeno, anya pepe ya. When judgment comes out or ruling comes out, is subject to criticism. Obi abetima criticizes our but what I disagree into completely with the former Chief Justice, and they say, "Maybe when why didn't you resign as a member of Council of State? Although you did not vote."
Yes.
But me, if I disagree with you, I will
but we should say
resign.
As the duty as a council of member of Council of State, and just solely on this issue, there is other matters.
Yes, there are other matters.
There are
other matters, but you see, to that extent, even if they disagree with you in respect of only one issue, they will resign.
I don't know because so we share a jumpa consultative assembly in 1992. And the she eka so bibisano Council of State for Boma. Na nyina dwempon and the type of Council of State na e wono.
Yes.
Because Sabia no say council a member of Council of State na ya de a omomuni nyina adwemu ne de yomo. Ben ne
yes. The Council of State no cry politicizing no. And two should be about to anomoton Washington ready.
Yes.
Na ye pure political. So you got to realize a party be personal in the winning. At the end of the day, ultimately achieve in. You see, it will be very dangerous when you have a president not on your absolute, total, absolute. Me who the way I mean sinkano. Me who are Jataba West I mean fan qualifying. Now absolute power. You see, when it happens like that, it means that we are in a banana republic. So when it happens,
it looks like it means.
No, I see it to be say a banana republic, and I'm not seeing pure democracy here. Because the Constitution talks about pure democracy. You understand that? Pure democracy. But I'm even seeing anocracy. And what is anocracy? Anocracy is the blending of democratic principle and that of autocratic principles or rules.
But you will say that, but we said the so any autocracy.
Let me give you a typical example.
By the way, one message about okay. If I said that now or catch the combo for say. I am if you shall not cry a mistake, she will repeat it this time round.
That is so. And you see, the Emma maker anocracy in say the president sought to reset only one part, or reset one part, not the other part. He seeks to maltreat them. You understand that? Look at all
the word maltreat. That's a meaning when you
that is so. Mami, no, you see, NDC for Adia Bakwa mechanism, omutimi articulated kumtonton, which is very serious. I want to mukuna yemfa articulator. Let me give you a typical example. You see, look at the number of arrests, Bureau, and all institutions. Ganamra.
You did it during your time.
Very well.
The NPP did it during their time.
So does it mean that we should we repeat it? Should we repeat it?
It's not good to repeat it,
repeated?
But we shouldn't comment a lot.
So what I'm saying is that what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. So my point is he who seeks equity must do equity, and he who comes to equity must come with clean hands.
And did anybody can say there is so many tensions in President Mahama's return?
Yeah.
Is it true?
Yes. You see,
I don't see any tension in his return.
Oh, you will not see, because
I don't see it.
I'm seeing it. You see, when His Excellency President Mahama, with all due respect and with all humility to him, when he was campaigning and he was saying, "Say, me Baba reset," and I thought, "Say, the reset will be done genuinely and holistically."
But is it not genuine?
Genuinely and holistically. You see, if you are resetting and it is actuated by malice, you see, bad mentality, bad faith, malafide. That is what the lawyers will say, malafide. So you see, when you are resetting now, my friend said, look at the number of arrests I have. How many of them they are NDC for?
Oh, Dabi.
Maybe. Look at the number of arrests. How many of them they are NDC for?
You are talking of arrest.
Yes.
And that arrest on definitely, the party in power.
Yes.
When you say on social media comments from the journalist media side now, about the party, Babako Kasetia, the party.
Very well.
Into Honochia, Edia, or the other side.
Now, I'm not talking
about. When we are talking about corruption and corruption related offenses, Ebia, Yoko side, no so, or more Ayana, and now Ebia Oboko on the part of Attorney General or even Special Prosecutor Krana. Definitely, that doesn't know what I'm.
So let me give you very well. Let me give you a typical example. You see, criminal case, the Ben was a criminal case, a pro, there were limitation. So, Yawaha or Collins Dauda. Segleme. You were issue about Segleme. You were issue about Atoforsen. Ambulance cases. Whether or not, they were issue about so many of them, the ministers, Opuni. They will issue about Oba no answer court no free zone.
Very good.
So the point is will be from a different political party to be tried.
And the point is also that while much I say Embrano Emma the Attorney General the Quine say you did assembly office do evidence or man in Tesuma or going to your friend.
So why is it that the nolly prosecutor was applied to only a section of what? The populace or the citizenry. But a section be a nolly prosecutor and play. So he who seeks equity must do equity, and he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. You see, the Amidita to Okran said, all right, Hosea chapter 8, verse 7.
Okay.
And the can say, he who eats the world shall swallow the void, and he who breaks the mountain shall choke on dust. Whatever they are doing today, posterity will also judge them if they don't do it.
As you keep on saying, the future itself is pregnant.
That is so.
Now, a Japan was 2028, 2029 when we come, we know referring to NPP before we come, not that time we call the only chief justice, but justice on point time must go. Hey, is that how you are building our mother Ghana?
We are building personalities, but not institutions. As Obama said, that we need to strengthen institutions rather than what personalities.
Lawyer, another time.
Joe,
thank you. Lawyer Evans Osebo Su. Okran people more one legal team or a member. And Obibuahin an associate honor Otini Chuma. Then I say, and then so Baba Abaye Mwankasa. Production team no your Daniel Ekwesiamwako, Chief Executive Producer, being supported by Junior on the technical side. Banka will say Royal Anne College of Health, Broko mention on Momada Roma and Asimu, Mayanya, one day Yokoba. Now, courses on BSc Nursing, BSc Midwifery, BSc Medical Laboratory Science, Diploma in Registered General Nursing, Diploma in Registered Midwifery, HND Medical Laboratory Technology, HND Dispensing Technology, Diploma in Medical Laboratory Technology, Diploma in Dispensing Technology, and Certificate in Medicine Counter Assistant. Future programs are BSc Public Health Nursing, BSc Nutrition, BSc Safety and Environmental Health. Accredited by Ghana Tertiary Education Commission GTEC, Nursing and Midwifery Council NMC, Pharmacy Council PC, Allied Health Professions Council HPC, affiliated to University for Development Studies UDS and Commission for Technical and Vocational Education and Training CTVET. 0200597274 0200597274. Uno mukasa abebwa makacho se a private institution ma benefit akwanya bi a war and my public Royal and College of Health so obenya bi medin da last okojabo. It's good. Makacho, you watch, you share, you like the video, then you subscribe to the channel. I'm not watching now. Same time, it was social. Good afternoon from Kumasi Krofo, Ghana.